IBAC is Victoria's anti-corruption body responsible for preventing and exposing public sector corruption and police misconduct. The following is a summary of an IBAC investigation called Operation Nepean. In September 2014, IBAC commenced an investigation into allegations of corrupt conduct by Jeff Finlow, a former facilities manager at Dame Phyllis Frost Centre. The Dame Phyllis Frost Centre is a women's prison located in the west of Melbourne and is managed by Corrections Victoria. IBAC examined allegations that Mr Finlow failed to comply with proper procurement processes and policies when awarding contracts to his son, a plumber who was the owner and operator of a number of business entities, failed to declare a conflict of interest, influenced the successful recruitment of another son as a senior prison officer at the Dame Phyllis Frost Centre in the Facilities Department. IBAC's investigation resulted in the allegations against Mr Finlow being substantiated. IBAC found that Mr Finlow subverted procurement processes to provide work to companies owned or operated by his son and his son's wife to a value of $1.56 million. This included providing access to competitors' quotes, as well as failing to consistently obtain the required number of quotes for jobs, helping his son's companies to submit cheaper quotes and win contracts. Mr Finlow failed to declare and manage a conflict of interest by not removing himself from the procurement process when dealing with his son. He also accepted a valuable gift, a fishing boat and trailer, from a contractor, contrary to the Department of Justice and Regulation gifts and benefits policy. Mr Finlow also used his position to influence the recruitment of another son at the Dame Phyllis Frost Centre, despite his son not having the electrical qualifications required for the position. IBAC also found that senior managers failed to adequately oversight Mr Finlow or to respond appropriately to his clear conflicts of interest, which helped facilitate his conduct. Mr Finlow was found to have breached the Code of Conduct and Department of Justice and Regulation policies and procedures applicable to the Dame Phyllis Frost Centre. The Code of Conduct states that public sector employees must use their powers in a responsible way and not use them to provide a personal benefit to themselves, their families or associates. It also states that public sector employees must avoid conflicts of interest and demonstrate impartiality by making decisions without favouritism or self-interest. They should also decline all gifts and benefits which could be perceived as influencing them. Mr Finlow was stood down from his position while an internal investigation was conducted. He resigned in June 2015. After due consideration, IBAC decided there was insufficient evidence to charge Mr Finlow with criminal offences. IBAC has made recommendations to the Dame Phyllis Frost Centre to review its policies and procedures to address the corruption vulnerabilities identified in Operation Nepean and to ensure corruption risks associated with procurement are addressed, there is improved awareness of and compliance with public sector values and the Code of Conduct, as well as policies around conflict of interest and gifts and benefits. There is adequate supervision and rotation of employees in high-risk positions. There are mechanisms in place to encourage and support employees to speak up and report suspected misconduct or corruption. Recruitment processes are robust. There are controls to mitigate the risk associated with staff reporting to family members. IBAC also recommended that Corrections Victoria review its policies and procedures to address the corruption vulnerabilities identified in the investigation and take steps to ensure those vulnerabilities are addressed by other prison facilities under its control. Both the Dame Phyllis Frost Centre and Corrections Victoria are to report to IBAC by 10 October 2017 on the implementation of the recommendations. To download a copy of the report, visit www.ibac.vic.gov.au. Also, subscribe to IBAC Insights on the website to get latest news and events, heads up on new reports, expert commentary, early research findings, information on conferences and events.